Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a review for The Walking Dead season premiere. So this is actually an hour and a half long, so it was a bit of a longer episode. And with this episode, we get to see flashbacks and also present time. But what was cool about it is that the flashbacks were actually in black and white, so I thought that was really cool. And then the present, of course, was in the color we always are used to with The Walking Dead. But the whole episode's kind of explaining what happened after the finale, how the town is dealing with the death of Jesse's, I think that was her name, the love interest of Rick, Jesse, her husband dying, and you know, the children dealing with that, the town dealing with, you know, Rick waving a gun at everybody and going a little nuts, and kind of being scared of him and his authority. And so that's kind of what the past is about. The present is them working as a team, try to get the zombies away, well, the walkers away, and then by the end of the episode, spoiler alert, there's this big horn, no one knows where it came from, and it's bringing them into Alexandria. So now their town is being destroyed once again, or, you know, how many towns have been destroyed, but Alexandria is supposed to be that safe place, and at this point, doesn't really seem so safe. But what did I think about the episode overall? I thought it was really slow, honestly. Let's go with the positives first, though. Like I said, cinematically, I thought it was a really well done episode. It was very unique. I like that they brought in the black and white, because obviously that's what the comics are known for. And even though I don't know if the flashbacks are totally needed, it was interesting to get into everyone's head and kind of see where everyone was at. I don't know if we need an hour and a half for that, but yeah, it was cool to see that. Now going into the negatives, because I personally didn't love this episode. You know, one of the biggest problems I always have with Walking Dead is the pacing. I think they kind of milk the episodes. They give you 16 episodes. They gave you an hour and a half premiere. And I don't know if they have enough story for every season to give that much time. Because it's a very slow-moving show. I mean, obviously you have the action scenes, which is great. I love the visuals of the show. Again, cinematography is beautiful for this show and why I like the show. But the pacing and the character use wasn't great here. You know, they're kind of focusing on the same characters. They do introduce new characters, but you kind of feel that they're just there to die. Of course, they're concentrating more on, like, you know, Eugene or Rick. Carla wasn't really in this episode, but you're focusing on the main group, and the other characters are pretty much, alright, you're here to die, and that's pretty proven. That was pretty much proven in this episode. But yeah, I kind of just want to see more development of characters. If you're going to spend that much time of talking, I would like to see, you know, more development. And I think the cast is a bit too big. Of course, this is a huge cast. So like even Maggie, one of my biggest complaints is that we did not really see Maggie last season. You don't really see her in this episode. They're just kind of spreading characters too thin. I actually liked what they did last year. Even though I didn't like that they were separated, I like that they had episodes concentrating on different characters. I think at least you get at least a bit more of them in every episode. And here, they're only focusing on a few. Like Rick, of course, is the main character, but you know he's going in this downhill spiral, and they focus a bit too much on it. I kind of would have liked to see the other characters a bit more in this episode. But yeah, going back to the pacing, I don't think this episode should have been an hour and a half. There was definitely a lot of lulls in the episode for me. I was like, alright, what's going to happen next? Because really, if you sum up the episode, what really happened is that there's zombies they had to, you know, take away from Alexandria. They had to come up with a plan. There's hordes of zombies. They're trying to figure out how to diverge them into another area. Then this random horn blows, and then everything they try to do throughout the whole episode is ruined. And they have to, I guess, do it again or, you know, figure out another plan. So in an hour and a half, that's what happens. Everything is kind of reverted to normal. And it's very much the same process as other Walking Dead episodes. Alright, let's kill some zombies, let's move them away. Not a lot of progression. So that was kind of my biggest problem. I just wanted, you know, more of a wow factor. Of course, you're curious about this horn, but I don't know if that was the wow factor for me. So yeah, I was kind of disappointed with the premiere. Maybe if it was an hour long, I would be less disappointed, but For an hour and a half episode, I thought a lot more should have happened. A lot more characters should have been showcased in this episode. But again, my positives are that I thought it was a very nice looking episode, and I liked the creativity they used for that. So that's my opinion on this episode of The Walking Dead. And of course, I'll have a review next week for The Walking Dead. And I'll see you guys later. This is Comic Uno. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to like my Facebook page. Also, in the description below, there's links for my comic book, Like Father, Like Daughter. And don't forget to like the Facebook page of Like Father, Like Daughter. I'll see you guys later. Bye.